Let's take you to another part of Gauteng, to Jabulani in Soweto. Our reporter Khayelihle Khumalo is there at the moment as well. Khayelihle, hello to you. What's the situation where you are at the moment?
Well, that's right, Gareth. The situation is really tense. I'm really going to show you what is currently happening now. There is a security company that has been roped in here to try and restore order. Just a short while ago, they were firing rubber bullets to try and disperse the looters that were still helping themselves right in this particular mall. So this is one of the malls that has been really affected in Soweto. You can see that everything is scattered. So you can see that everything is in tatters here, and there's no signs of the SANDF members here. Unfortunately, just a short while ago, I tried reaching out to the members of the JMPD. They were so helpless, you know, they didn't know what to say, and at some point they were telling the looters to stay away from this mall, but of course they were generally really helpless. So I'm just going to try and see if we can try and enter here. Obviously, it's a very fluid situation, and this particular private security company has been really working so hard trying to disperse the crowd. You can hear the rubber bullets are being fired here, so they're really just, it's a cleanup operation because really nothing much has been done in terms of the SANDF deployment here to try and restore. So you can see everything here is absolutely decimated, and most of the items have been stolen, and as you can see, some looters are running away here. It's a bit of a very fluid situation, but we'll try our best to make sure that we give you the best visuals. And it's a very helpless situation, especially because, Gareth, you know, when you go back to the speech that the president gave last night, he really made a call to all South Africans to choose a path of peace. But certainly here in Soweto, that path has not been chosen. It's still business as usual in terms of the looting that has become the order of the day. So I'm just going to try and give you a sense of what is happening now. You can see some members of the JMPD and this private security company. They are working so hard in terms of making sure that they are restoring calm in this very terrible situation. As you can see, all the stuff terribly gone here, and everything taken away. And of course, you know, the big question was, what is left to loot? I mean, everything is gone here. We've seen all kinds of equipment taken away, and everything is in shambles where we are, Gareth. And of course, we are still expecting the members of the SANDF to be deployed around here. You can see the officer is very helpless in this situation, and here's this particular company here. They're trying to restore order here, and they've been working so hard. Let's see if we can try to get a sense. How are you, sir? Are we getting calm here?
Yes, sir.
Are we getting calm here?
Yes, because I protected the shop right more.
Yeah.
Yes, man, because of the guys is on the right of the shop.
And just give us a sense, for how long are you guys going to be here?
Since from it was yesterday, 5 a.m. until now.
What do you make of these scenes? I mean, people continue to loot.
The people is shooting, the people is broken the shop, the people is thrown the asset.
All right, and who called you guys to come and restore order here?
I'll try to call the police in the metro and the traffic, also the manager of the shoppers. He was there.
Okay, thank you so much. So, Gareth, that's the current situation here in Jabulani Mall. I haven't seen anything like this. It's terribly unprecedented. And as much as you do have this special operation, it's not a very safe environment. And they're working so hard in terms of making sure that, you know, they do restore order. But the impact is going to be far-reaching, and it's going to be felt for some time with all the commodities that have been looted. And generally, you know, just to all intents and purposes, this is not a very, very conducive environment. this is not a very good image for South Africa, and it's quite disappointing that you still have this particular company, the private security company, working so hard in terms of making sure that they restore order, not a sight of SANDF members at this particular point.
All right, Khayelihle, I know obviously you're trying to stand near the bakkie where you were speaking to that security officer. Perhaps if you could, just for the benefit of the audio, if it's possible and if it's safe to do so, could you just maybe take a step away from that bakkie, the siren that I think is coming from that emergency vehicle, very loud. Khaya, as you begin to walk away, if viewers have just joined us here on the South African Morning, we're around the province of Gauteng, Vosloorus, Soweto, and also in Alexandra. The bottom right-hand side of the screen now, those are live visuals from Vosloorus, a very different picture to what we're seeing where Khayelihle Khumalo is. What you're seeing on the bottom right-hand side is SAPS, JMPD and private security rounding up, which I believe, Tumelo, when we were speaking to a viewer, he was saying about 60 people there or thereabouts being detained. There they are going into the back of the police van at the moment. It is a very different situation where Khayelihle Khumalo is at the moment, but we'll stay with Vosloorus for the moment. My team will take us back to Jabulani Mall. The question, and I know that Tumelo asked this, is it's all going to well to detain all these people, but are they going to be able to take them to prison cells and detain them there? Are they going to run out of space? But look at the difference. Look at the contrast as these two live situations in Soweto and Vosloorus play out. People being bundled into the back of the van in Vosloorus, suspects of looting, and then, as we've seen as well on the other side of this, those who are still just simply walking away with all the goods that they've looted from the shop. So it looks like, as far as Vosloorus is concerned, they were able to at least bring that situation under control as well. I'm also concerned, and I'm sure you might agree, about the lack of COVID-19 protocols being observed. And I understand we're talking about looting and criminality, but if one is going to talk about some kind of super spreader event, from what we've seen over the past few days, I would be horrified to know what the numbers are going to look like in a couple of days from now. At least we've seen the security and at least some of the suspects trying to at least wear masks or cover their mouths. But that could also be a case of trying to not be identified on live TV as well. Team, could we go back to Jabulani Mall for the moment? Let's go back to Khaya. Khaya, let me come back to you. We're moving away from Vosloorus. Thank you. I think the audio with that siren was just a little bit loud. And we can see the contrast, can't we, on TV, Khaya, the difference it makes when we have authorities on the ground. All you have is private security. They're just trying to stop people from looting those stores, but they can't actually apprehend them, can they?
Well, that's right, Gareth. So they really have no jurisdiction. You know, they have no arresting powers. But they're trying so hard to make sure that they try and restore order. So this is one of the precincts here in Soweto that has been stripped bare. You know, everything has been taken. We've seen the looters really invading the shops and really taking. And as you can see, you know, this is the other side of the mall as well. As much as you do have the special operation by a private security company, but on the other side of the mall, the looting continues. And of course, on the other side, the rubber bullets are being fired. So even this particular private security company, they are trying so hard, but the situation is just incomprehensibly tough for them to try and deal with this particular situation. They are really being outnumbered, and so much is happening. So I just want to get a sense from you, sir. Can you tell us what are you doing here?
I'm here to promote my music. I'm Tunes RSA, Mr. International, Kipiza. Shout out to Kipiza Music. We're doing this shit for the love of the music. Kipiza Entertainment, Tunes RSA,
right.
higher and higher by Tunes RSA, Kipiza Music. Let's go. We're not looting.
Okay, all right.
Jacob Zuma.
Okay, well, why are you here? Tell us why you're here.
Africa for all.
Why are you here?
I was just passing by and then I saw this thing happening, so I took out my phone and then I started taking footage for my Instagram followers. I've got a lot of followers from the...
Okay, well, what do you make of what's happening? Huh? This is not good for this area.
Okay, this is not good for the country because of the economy, and how we resolve this thing. I do not condone it, but the people are hungry, and we do not know how people will retaliate when they're hungry. But all I just want to say is, I'm Chunzari Sen,
okay, you know what, Gareth? Quite a very bizarre moment there, but, you know, that's the current situation here in Soweto. You know, all kinds of things are happening where we are, and as you can see, I mean, it's the order of the day where we are positioned. This is the current situation right now. Special operation is underway by a private security company. When we approached them, they said they were called by the owners of these stores. So the looting continues. And then on the other side as well, I want to show you the contrast as well. So this side is terribly quiet, Gareth. So they've tried to chase away the looters. This side,
Khaya, I think we've lost you for a moment. I think we're going to leave it there for the moment. Jabulani Mall opened on the 26th of October, 2006. Over 100 stores now at risk. Those are live visuals out of Soweto this morning. A very different scene. They only have private security. They're unable to detain the looters. All they can do is try and chase them. We're very different to what you're seeing on the bottom right of your screen. Vosloorus. The looting continue, and it looks like SAPS. And allow me to correct this. Earlier I said JMPD. Forgive me, it is EMPD, Khayelihle Metro Police Department on the scene as well. And you can see the difference it makes when authorities are on the scene. So, authorities are listening. Jabulani Mall is where you need to get to as well. We're back with you in just a moment here on this very quickly developing story of violence in South Africa here on eNCA.